All right, guys, episode 31 of the podcast with Charles Creates. It was dope reconnecting with Charles because I met him at the 24 Hour Fitness on Channel Islands. And I saw him with a camera. And then I asked him what he was doing. He was creating content for the 24 Hour Fitness Instagram page. And like that's the how we met. And it was dope learning about just his passion for creating content and the passion that he has for helping people out too. It's dope to learn, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more podcasts. There's gonna be a podcast every Monday, so stay tuned for that. All right, appreciate you guys. Peace out.
Start recording. Also, you have it all recorded through
Yeah.
it's all connected?
Yeah, so pretty much everything is going to this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a video mixer and like a audio interface, and it's cool because it senses your voice, so it switches the camera as well.
Really?
Yeah, so if you want to talk, like,
Testing. Yo, switch it up. Let's go.
that's so tight.
That's dope. So you have both these cameras right here, Lumix and...
Yeah, I had the two GH4s connected,
Nice.
and then
Nice.
I want to set up a third camera like up there, because if two people are talking at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
then
And it
it'll
just
switch to that
switches it?
third, to that third camera.
What's this thing?
It's like a video mixer. So you could choose between like different scenes. So like that's the different cameras here.
Does it also capture audio?
It captures audio. So like the mics are hooked up to here. And then
Wow.
everything is going into this OBS in here.
Oh, nice. You got the OBS setup. I've been trying to figure out how to use that. That's super dope, bro. I'm super impressed. Man.
Yeah. And so what's dope about this is that everything's edited, so I don't have to like sync the audio and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's just like ready to upload
Dude,
pretty
that's
much.
super dope.
Yeah.
I'm short.
Let's actually try this though. Yo, we got the split screen.
Oh, nice. This is dope, man. This is dope. Hey, so what's your podcast about, bro? Ty told me that it was kind of like a Joe Rogan kind of vibe, where it's more spontaneous.
Yeah, it's like spontaneous. It's not. There's no really topics. Like as soon as you came in, we just started talking because
Yeah.
I want it to feel natural. I want it to feel just like not forced or anything.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
want to feel like a normal conversation.
Okay, cool. You could start whenever you're ready, bro.
Yeah. Oh, we started.
Oh, we
Yeah, we
started.
started,
already.
bro.
Damn,
we already started.
We were talking about tech, my favorite, man. So,
Yeah.
man. How's everything for you? Like, what do you do outside of work?
Well, outside of work,
Well, actually, I meant to ask, what do you do for work? Because I know you said it's your day off today.
yeah, it's my day off. So
Mm-hmm.
so Ty, we work together. So we work in the same department.
Okay.
I'm a boiler attendant.
Mm-hmm.
And we pretty much manage the pressures for the boilers, which creates like heat for the hospital and stuff.
Okay.
Like the chillers, which create cooling for the hospital. So we have to like
That's
kind of
cool.
monitor those, like fire drills and all that stuff. But it's chill. It's really
Yeah.
cool because that job allows me. It gives me a lot of free time to work
Mm-hmm.
on pretty much my stuff as well there.
Yeah. Shout out to Ty. I mean, dude, that guy's a community guy. Like, he's
bro.
a person of service for sure.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, with everything you're doing, I'm just curious. Like, what's your podcast? Like, what's your brand all about, man?
Yeah. My brand. Well,
Mhm.
it's I wanna. My brand is pretty much myself. Like
Okay.
I'm just curious. Like I wanna learn stuff.
I love it.
I want to learn stuff. So hopefully that people that are interested in like for what you're doing,
Mhm.
people can learn from that. And I'm just genuinely curious to learn about what you do too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I did the same thing when I first started my podcast.
Yeah.
So for anybody listening, I started a podcast called On the Go Voice. It's now called the Voice Podcast, an extension of it.
Yeah.
But I haven't really been operating it since I started my agency, so I've had a lot of things going on. But when I started my podcast, it was with the intent to just learn from individuals who I thought that needed to get their voice out there.
Yeah, because like how I think of it, it's a platform. Like, and a lot of people don't have like that voice to like really to say what they have to say.
Yeah, no, I think for sure. I think the cool thing about that I learned, or at least what I got to experience, is that most people didn't really think that what they had to say was valuable. So for me, it was my job to say, hey, what is it exactly that you do and then also highlighting exactly what it is that's so cool about it,
Yeah,
giving that spotlight,
exactly.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So you're kind of doing the same thing.
yeah.
I saw you. I believe the other one was with Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick. I actually met Patrick at the gym too, and Epic Spreads.
Uh
Like
huh.
he's, it's amazing, amazing. I love
Yeah.
it.
When I was working at Channel Islands, one of my old managers would always mention, "Oh, you gotta get this peanut butter guy. He does a lot of yoga." It's like, "Oh, all right, cool, cool."
Yeah.
So that's when we started creating content. And the funny thing is, I think I remember when you reached out to me, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't know what question you asked, like, oh, what are you posting for or whatever."
Was this like this was at 24-hour fitness,
The
huh?
Channel
Yeah,
Islands
yeah,
one.
yeah. I
I still
remember.
work at 24 Hour Fitness, but I'm at the Oxford one now.
Okay, how many? Before we like continue with that, how many jobs do you have?
I only have one, bro.
You only have one?
Yeah.
Is it because it seems like you're doing like marketing, and then you have 24-hour fitness. Is that all like in one like thing, or is
No,
it?
no, 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 no. So what I do right now is basically I'm a sales and service um, staff for 24, specifically in the collection.
We just lost the tangent. We were gonna go off on like Patrick, I think,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but it's
I'll
all
get
good.
to it. I'll get to it.
Yeah, it's we
I know
got
what I'm talking
time.
about.
We got
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So I do that with social media, but because I've also like when we were talking about China Islands, right? Which is actually what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I started creating content for them, and they actually pitched me the idea. Say, hey, do you want to take over the social media? And I'm like, yeah, I have some ideas for it. So I started doing that, but then during the pandemic, obviously 24 was shut down, right? So then when the collection opened up outdoors, that's when they pitched me the idea. Hey, do you want to do their content here?
Yeah.
So the GM in there and then the managers kind of support me with that. And at the same
Hmm.
time, right during the pandemic, when after I was doing while in the midst of doing my podcast and voicing people and trying to make that into a media company,
Yeah.
one of my guests who became my mentor basically encouraged me to start my own agency to monetize my skill.
Mm.
At first, I was like, well, I can't really monetize a platform that I don't think has a lot of value yet. And I don't mean value, it's not valuable. I think that it wasn't enough yet to
To charge
sell
people.
people for that.
Yeah.
And I'm just not like that.
Mm.
Like I'd rather make sure that it's something that can be of service to them.
Mm.
So I did have the video editing skills. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I pitched my first few guests with that have businesses and say, hey, let me
Yeah.
make some videos for you. And
Mm.
then if essentially in the next 3 months, I created a plan for businesses and say, hey, if I do this for you and take pictures and get content for you, and basically run your account from not from point A to point B, mostly just for content creation and distribution.
Uh-huh.
So posting for them and taking care of the captions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's when I started realizing, oh, I could do more with this thing.
Okay.
So over the last 6 months,
Dang,
basically,
dude. Oh.
yeah. So I've had my business for about 9 months now. It's crazy. I don't feel like
Damn, dude.
I don't,
It
I don't
goes
even,
by way too quick, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even feel like it, like I started like anything. I just feel like I'm still doing what I'm doing. It's just that I'm getting paid more for it more under a skill
Interesting.
that I've developed over time.
Yeah.
So at that time frame, I realized that like, oh, you know what? A lot of businesses need
Yeah.
these things, and it's not because they don't know how to create content, and maybe that may be it, but mostly it's because part of it is that they don't know.
I think it's very new. It's like
It
social media
still
is very
is.
still very new, and like operating Instagram, Facebook. A lot of people like that own businesses are a little bit older too, so I feel like they're kind of like still transitioning to that point where they're using social media and stuff.
And the funny thing is,
Yeah.
most of my business or the most of my clients right now that are actually paying me for my services are from the like basically they're around millennial and a little bit older
Okay.
ages, so like 30 to 40,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
know what's going on social media, but just that they don't have the time to reinvest back into it,
Mm.
you know? So they're not like boomers. If anything, boomers have to explain the why. I
Yeah.
had to sell them on that. I had a meeting with that yesterday.
Oh wow.
Didn't go so well. But the people that know about social media and the potential of it, and like what's not like most business owners will ask for marketing, right? What's the ROI? What's in it for me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But these guys know the potential of it because it's not something you can scale easily. I've talked about it to many people.
Yeah.
Social media is not something you can scale very on the spot. Like you can't just say, "Hey, if I invest this much money with you, how much can I get?" Although that can be a part of it,
Yeah.
whether it's conversion through your website, through email, more, followers, more frequently orders, that may be an add-on to it, but that doesn't mean that may be something, because sometimes there's a factor that's that limit. I would say limit, but there's a factor that influences the ability to do that, which is the algorithm.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in a way, I'm the middleman. I have to learn the algorithm's language, learn the business owners, values or service and products and what they do that I think that needs to be put on the internet,
Yeah.
and learn who their audience are.
Yeah. So when you're doing this, are you making videos as well? You're
Uh
making
huh.
you're making videos. You're making ads. You're doing
So so
just running all
so
of the
s-
social media content and stuff.
Not everything.
No.
So I'm glad that you asked that, right?
Yeah.
Because when I focused on it, it's content creation itself. I'm the fact you're doing this, right? It
Yeah.
takes time,
It does.
right?
Yeah.
Even the post production aspect of it,
Yeah.
So I'm glad you got smart with this and
Yeah.
just like,
Exactly. That's why like it's about time and like time. How much time can I cut off? How
hmm
much time can I shave off of the post production and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I tried doing that too. But yeah, so basically, I charge on a package based on how much content I'm producing. That may
Mm.
come from me most of the time. So far, right now, I've been doing the videos
Mm.
all by myself.
Mm.
When it comes down to post production, I'll actually hire one of my independent contractors to do the editing for me.
Oh, nice.
So I pay him for that, and then sometimes I'll have a photographer. Actually, for all my clients so far that have paid for the photography, I've hired somebody else to do photography.
Mm.
Shout out to Sky.
Shout out
Um,
Sky.
he's an amazing photographer. I mean, I've been looking to do more. So at this process, right,
Mm.
Brandon?
Mm.
Um, Even though I'm building this and trying to figure out my system, one of the things that I found that I thought was really interesting was like, or at least not interesting, but more so, I felt that I've been resonating with is having this content creation agency that most agencies don't have. Because
Mm.
if you've looked at other agencies, most of the time they'll offer something more metric based, meaning,
Okay. Yeah.
hey,
What
if
is
we
that?
do this for you, we'll give you this amount of leads or email or traffic and stuff like that.
Interesting. Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
ever go to an advertising campaign or anything like that, that's what you should be expecting. They'll show you numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and I could do that, right? That's something I'm developing over time. But I'm realizing that with my agency, what I really want is to be able to tap into this creative aspect that most businesses should be doing, but either because they don't know how, or they're too afraid, or they don't have the time to do so, is what I
So
want to be able to take care of.
okay. So when you say that, you mean like the video wise, like engagement
hmm
wise, creativity
Yeah,
wise,
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that stuff.
So going back to that,
Yeah.
specifically, I focus on the content creation aspect, like
Ah.
posting for them. Now, when it comes
Mm.
down to the engagement, which I think is also an important part of it,
Yeah.
right? Um, they can pay extra for that because
Mm.
it does take my time. Sometimes I'll do it for them if I have some extra time,
Yeah.
but oftentimes I'll set them up with something like because I focus mostly on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram has this thing called auto direct message where basically you can put a keyword
Oh,
and
interesting.
then
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
expands a message.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like for instance, even with 24, right? Even though they don't pay me for this service, I use it as a practice platform. Anytime a new follower comes in, I'll type in something like new, and it'll have this message, and then you just input like their name and everything like that.
Yeah.
The point of that is not for them to immediately respond, but it's to engage with them,
Yeah.
so that if they are a possible lead, that could become business,
Yeah.
right? It gives us the opportunity to do so.
Interesting. So, like, how have you always been interested in video and stuff? Like, when did you start doing video?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because I think I started this um content being a content creator back in 2013.
Yeah.
Like I've always loved posting stuff.
And you grew up here?
hmm
You grew up
Well,
here,
I
Oxnard?
was born in Philippines,
Okay.
moved out here in
What
2003,
what area?
Manila, Las
Oh,
Piñas City.
I'm not sure. Well, my grandparents and my mom's from there, so she's from Manila.
Oh, okay,
Kind
okay.
of like I think the little poorer side, and they ended up moving here to Oxnard.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
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 this Oxnard has become more of a Filipino community,
yeah.
and it's becoming more diverse as over time. It's probably gonna keep growing diverse, and because I'm seeing, different ethnic backgrounds coming in there, so I'm surprised, which is cool too.
Yeah.
But coming back into it, back in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
I got into business. I was interested in doing
And
business.
how old were you at the time? Like was
So I'm 26 now.
yeah,
So at the time I was 18 when I got out of high
just
school.
graduated, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Pretty
Yes.
sure you've
Great book.
read about
Yeah.
it. That
Amazing
was the
book.
first book that kind of stepped me into the path of like thinking, not I guess thinking more outside of the box, because I thought the only way to live about life was to go to college,
Mm.
right? So that
Yeah.
was my initial goal, and I wanted to go to Long Beach, and I did. I wanted to go to Long Beach, and that was kind of my plan. I was studying marine biology, but during the time I acquired that book, it taught me the differences of what a rich person thought. Now, of course, there's different ways now because like information is so accessible,
Yeah.
but at the time that opened my mind into like what's possible for me.
So I just want to get into the story of
Hmm.
how like you found how did you come across that book? Did somebody
No,
recommend
yeah,
it to you
literally,
or?
someone did recommend it to
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah, someone told me like, cause we're literally gonna sell energy drinks. I don't know.
Oh
That,
wow.
yeah, it was
Hey, was it that I forgot what it's
it's
called.
called Vima.
Vima. Yeah, yeah, there you
Yeah,
go. I remember that.
yeah.
High
So
school.
so
Yeah.
I started that. I started with them. That's when they introduced me to that book. That's when I
Interesting.
got that's when I started getting introduced to business, sales, and marketing.
Yeah.
Right? So I've always been interested in how people make decisions, behaviors, and how
Mm.
people communicate or think. Right? So during that time frame, um, I knew I was on social media a lot because at the time, how old are you, bro?
24.
24, so
Yeah.
not too, so 2 years young.
Yeah.
Um, I grew up with MySpace,
Same.
so
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was about like not I want to say competing. It was about trying to be relevant with people, right? Trying to
Yeah.
fit in.
Relevant. Like you got the top
Yeah,
5. You
yeah,
got
yeah,
the
exactly, right?
yeah.
Like who's who? If you're not in your top 5 friends, you're not cool
Yeah.
though. I
Exactly.
remember that, right? And you had girls in your top 5 just so you can be cool, or at least I did,
Yeah.
And then
And then you had like your profile. You would like put music and
oh,
like custom
dude,
like
oh, you
HTML and type
customized
shit.
background, bro. I think that MySpace probably taught us coding before we even knew it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's interesting, but yeah. So at that time, I was into social media. I was on Facebook, and then Instagram came out, and then I liked being able to post about things that I was passionate and vocal about. So I
Mm.
would post about business stuff. I would always create content. I would always create content about the things that resonated with me or things I was passionate about.
Mm.
So, but then I fell off of it because I started focusing on the business, or at least looking the part in that business,
Mm.
and while I was going to college at the same time too. And then back in 2015, 2016, someone pitched me the idea that you can get paid on social media by being a creator. And
Mm.
of course, that's what most people on social media that are creating content like our age want to do now, right? Like, how
Yeah.
can we go viral and potentially get paid?
Yeah.
So, like any other adolescent or growing individual, that was my direction. I wanted to create content like through passion, and I didn't really exactly know what I wanted to do, but I just followed it. I had this guy who kind of showed me his network, and I thought that was possible at the time.
Mm.
I still think so. Um,
Now, what were you doing at the time? Did you have an idea like, I want to post this type of content, or
Dude,
I want
literally,
to?
my brand was posting about inspirational stuff,
That's
and
dope, dude. Hell
which
yeah.
which is dope,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Genuine, and posting about what's it called? Fashion.
Mm.
Like I would get into photo shoots because I thought that would blow me up at
Did
the
you have
time.
Tumblr too?
No,
No.
I wasn't
Oh.
cool enough for that
Oh, really?
era.
Oh, wow. I had Tumblr. Yeah, it was like it was. I felt like it was fashion, a lot of
Hmm.
photography and
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah.
I think Instagram took a lot of his ideas from there
Yeah.
before it kind
Exactly.
of died out, right? So like, how
Yeah.
can we integrate that, not just photos, but like a social media aspect where people can get engaged and build that relationships.
Mm.
So at the time when I was doing that, it wasn't working out, and then I got back into marketing and sales.
Yeah.
While I transferred out to Cal State Long Beach, I was studying communications, and I still utilize my skills.
I was gonna say that. How many skills did you transfer over to what you're doing now? Because I was thinking of taking at least like a communications class or a public speaking class or some sort of like I don't know communications.
Okay, so you're
Yeah, yeah,
asking what skills did I learn from college that I could apply
yeah,
to business right
yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Honestly, bro, if I'm being completely honest with you, I think the biggest thing for me was I would say learning how to build relationships more, and not that I couldn't do that without it.
Mm,
You know, I think I could still do it now with this. If anything, if for me, I also, after I got out of college, I started doing door to door for
Yeah.
a company, and I realized that like that helped me kind of get out of my own comfort zone and learn
Mm.
dynamics of people. So you could learn these
Interesting.
things
Yeah.
on your own,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Especially if you're getting into sales or marketing. If you really want to learn how to build relationships, get into sales.
Yeah. Mm.
So like that, like most people think, you would go in it for money. Yes, that's a part of it, but like for you,
Relationships and stuff.
relationship, like
Yeah.
for you to get valuable relationships,
Yeah.
valuable sales, you have to build
Like
authentic.
provide value and
Yeah,
also yeah.
but that is a skill that I learned. I remember I was going to college mostly because I wanted to learn how to build relationships with people I could do business with.
Mm.
So, um, at the time, I read this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dale Carnegie. Yeah.
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 So I read that book, and that's when it kind of sprouted my mind into being interested in the way people think
Mm.
and respond, how to treat people. I've always loved building communities and relationships. Like I remember I would throw parties when I was in high school. I'll be even though I threw the party and it was probably my birthday, I'll probably throw it, but make sure everybody got home safely,
Oh, nice. Dope.
even though it was fucked up.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Like people are gonna remember that. I'm sure they did. Like,
Yeah.
yo, like this dude fucking cared about me, bro.
Yeah, I was always like I checking up on people. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be the one having fun, but I've always felt more fulfilled making sure that everybody was having a good time.
Yeah. That.
Like in a way that's kind of a, it could be a weakness because I like pleasing people,
Yeah.
but on the other end, I get fulfilled by adding value to people's relationships in life.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's. I feel like it's a good thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's what helped me out with my sales and or background. Right now, I do sales too for 24, so that helps out a lot, like significantly, because I can build rapport so fast
Yeah.
that I think it helps out with the sales process.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so even now with my business, right? Some of these businesses don't know exactly what you're doing. Instead of me just showing their prices, I'm actually trying to get to know them.
You're just building a connection with
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
consulting.
Consulting.
Figuring out what they're looking for and then recommending something that works for me. And for me, it's not about making the sales, although it is fun. Don't get me wrong. Like closing a deal.
Yeah.
But for me, it's about like, hey, how can we win together? Like, what are you looking for? Maybe if not me, can I get you to somebody else?
Mm.
I never came with this business from the beginning to like, oh, just make money. I always just started like, how can I be a service of a person of service to these brands and organizations? And I like it. Like even though it's a longer term,
Yeah.
I never felt I had to rush things.
And it feels natural, right? It feels natural. It feels like, I mean, kind of switching topics now. So it looks like you're doing a lot of things, and how do you manage your time, dude? That's like, I'm like, bro, I'm still trying to like learn how to do that, and I'm not doing as, I mean, I'm going to the gym. I'm still learning how to manage my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still question Brandon. I'm gonna be honest. That's still something I'm trying to figure out myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just go day to day. Like I want to have a set morning routine, but the next morning I don't actually wake up, and now like fuck, I have to do all these
Yeah.
tasks for my clients. I had to set them up. I had to create a presentation. So I'm just like, I kind of just roll with the punches, bro.
Interesting.
Like that's something I learned that was that I think that I learned to, I guess, just resonate with. It's just being a person that's like present with whatever happening now, and whatever happens, you can take it to the next level. Like if it keeps happening, you might have to adjust something. Like if I'm gaining weight, if I'm being sluggish,
gotta adjust
and
something.
I'm getting sick,
Yeah.
then I'm probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but most of the time, I think most people try to have a structure because we don't want to see ourselves fail. But I think for me, something I've been learning as I'm growing up as well is like I'm letting myself be okay with the failure, and if anything, it's probably not even a failure. It's just a perceived failure because you're trying to reach at these heights where you're trying to be as an individual because you've been at these heights so many times. I think I watched a TikTok video on this the other night, and it was so powerful, so I could share it with this thing. So basically, he said that when we hit our peaks in our lives, I forgot what the creator's name was.
Yeah.
We judge ourselves on this peak that we reach. The amount of money we have, the amount of connections, the amount of opportunities, and then the next day we don't feel as energetic. We don't feel as like resonant with it. So then when we're actually down low,
Yeah.
we judge ourselves. So it's like, oh, that's totally true.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're actually going up, even though you've made some difference or gotten some new deals or made something new, I don't know, maybe talk to a new girl, then you base that life quality compared to the newest one. It's like, oh, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
So,
So I think it's like comparison. It's like how are you comparing yourself to how you were like a day ago or something
mhm,
like that.
yeah,
Whereas if you're content with who you are right now in the present, I feel like, I mean, it's
for
like
sure.
being in the
Well,
present moment.
see what he said after was, even if we never reach that point peak of that we compare ourselves to, we'll never feel like that life is supposed to be is as a comparative of quality to that. When in a sense, actuality, right? We should be kind of operating like in a peak pace, in a pace that we can kind of uh, manage, where
Mm.
we're not like going too high or too hard. And if it does go high, that's dope. But you don't overjudge. You don't over. You know. You don't take in that compliment or that highs too much. You don't
Mm.
let get it to your head. At the same time,
Kind
when
of
you're
staying
actually,
grounded.
yeah,
Yeah.
or when you're going low, you don't judge yourself because you're not there.
Mm.
So I'm slowly becoming more resonant with that pace, where I'm just like, no, like you're going at a steady pace, at your pace, not everybody else's pace. So like
Mm.
slowly detaching from the experiences and value systems that society kind of sets us up with. So to answer your question, sorry, I kind of
That's all good, dude.
sidetracked. Like
Yeah.
to manage my time, I would say I focus on the things that are on priorities and
Mm.
versus not, and the other
Interesting.
ones, yeah. And I slowly start to work my way down. So now I'm learning to cope with, hey, before I would actually have tasks, and I'm like, dude, if I don't finish this thing, I kind of judge myself for not having it done.
Mm.
Instead, what I start to realize is like, if if you're feeling like on the go, like you just want to crush it, you just want to do whatever you can, just keep going it,
Yeah.
But if you feel tired and you're probably burnt out, then just kind of take a step back and let that sit by.
Mm. Kind of like listening to your body,
Mhm.
listening to your mind,
Mhm.
and not, yeah, not pushing yourself past, like, I mean, if you want to, that's good, but
Yeah, no, I think you should
yeah.
if you start if you're feeling okay with it.
Yeah.
Question is like, don't compare yourself to that like high when you're in your low.
Mm.
Like we I think we get so distracted by the highs and lows that we don't realize that,
It's like bigger picture.
like, yeah, we don't realize the big picture.
Yeah.
Like in fact, we're probably
Exactly.
going at about, if I
Yeah.
could draw like a line, we're
Yeah.
probably going at like a straightforward line.
Yeah.
Like how crypto was a couple of months ago, right?
Let's
Oh,
talk
but if we take a long run, right?
talk
Right?
about the stock market and stuff
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I
It
see that you're
it,
doing that. That's pretty
it,
dope, bro.
it
Yeah.
reminds me of the stock market because it's like, okay, I made this amount of money, and I'm
Uh
like,
huh.
oh shit, when am I gonna be able to even make more than that, or um, at least get to that certain level again? But it's not.
Hmm.
I don't think it's about that, dude. It's about
Yeah.
like the day or how. It's like you said, comparing yourself to that certain point in your life, but I don't think it's about that. It's about the bigger picture, like
Yeah.
you were
Yeah. Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
and seeing the goal. Like, what's your goal long term as
Hmm.
well?
Yeah.
Like, where do you want to be 5 years from now and stuff, and like sticking to that sort of vision. I feel
That's
like,
that's that's a pretty good comparison. I've gone
yeah.
a couple of same, I would say, tactics or thought process about stocks from other investors, or even my client who does mortgages. He talks about the same thing with,
Mm,
like, with the homes, like, because people judge the homes or the value of it based on what it is now, or it could be in a year or two. But in
yeah.
reality, like, are you gonna be there for a couple of months or years?
Exactly.
You can be
Yeah.
living in it, or does it really matter if you're gonna be living in it?
Mm,
So, having that longevity kind of mindset is helping me stay grounded,
mm.
because, dude, like, I'm still young, dude.
Dude,
Like,
Jay Z once said, "Longevity till I'm 70."
yeah, yeah, shit. See, if I could just get at that point, or I want to be at that point where
Yeah.
you just see your life as a process, rather not as a not. Oh, if I didn't get to that destination, then I'm fucked.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like a consistent amount of longevity of process, like a
Yeah.
lifelong process. Like I'm,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get myself to that consistently. Like I'm trying to meditate more on it and just resonate
Mm.
with it. So and also just like being more grateful
Yeah.
because
Dude, grateful. Like that's what I'm trying to do too. Is I'm working on like when I'm brushing my teeth, saying 5 things that I'm grateful for,
oh,
and
that's dope,
and I'm
bro.
I'm really trying to implement that. And
Hmm.
also, I think before I go to bed, just say think of 5 things that I'm grateful for, and it really does help, dude. It really
That's
does.
that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to have a little gratitude journal where I would focus on it, but like you can't just write about it. And it's funny because I was thinking about gratitude the other day. Like, if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
Brandon, like how do you, if you can explain in words what gratitude means to you, like how would you define that?
Gratitude. How I would define it is just being thankful for what's being. I mean, just being thankful, being grateful for what you have.
Right.
Um, the opportunities that are awaiting and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny because like that's often what we think of, right? And that's dope. But
Yeah.
like the way I started to, I guess perceive it a little more recently,
Yeah.
is that gratitude is just it's more because like most people associate gratitude with positivity,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Like you have to focus on the positives and
Yeah.
appreciate that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But then I started to realize gratitude is also, acknowledging that you're in a shitty situation.
Well, yeah. That. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? But
Definitely.
like because of that, like it's helping you grow or it's helping you realize that, oh man, like this isn't all it is to life. And at the same time, like I mentioned, seeing everything as a process.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like not associating it with just being positive all the time, but understanding that with life, right? Well, whatever happens, you're not taking it for granted. And if anything,
Yes.
right, that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
like we only
Yes.
become more grateful about stuff when it's taken from us.
Yeah.
But like if it doesn't, oftentimes we kind of just like, oh, it's there. So I'm trying to get to that point where
Yeah.
I can practice that sense of like, dude, what if this shit just goes away from me? What if it just
Yeah.
instantly stripped away from me? Like, what am I gonna do
Dude, I
next?
really think traveling helps a lot with that,
Mm,
dude. Because I was in Egypt
yeah,
not too long ago, and it was hard to find water, dude. No, I mean like it wasn't hard, but it wasn't as easy as it was here in the
yeah,
U.S. to find like water. Like
100%.
I was at Gold's Gym there,
Mm.
and they didn't even have water, so I
Ah,
had to like
poor
go.
Gold's
I
Gym.
mean, I mean, but it's stuff like that where
It,
to recognize what we have here,
mhm.
it's like
Yeah, well, let's put this in another perspective,
yeah.
right? Like even like for your health, right? Like for me, I was sick for like 6 weeks, and it wasn't like crazy sick, but I would just cough like relentlessly.
Yeah.
Even before we allowed these mask restrictions to be, out.
Mm.
Um, but just like most of us won't see that until we actually get hurt. Like fuck, I value my health so much. Like most people don't even get to that point until they realize, holy shit, they've gained so much fucking pounds.
Mm.
Because of all the shitty food that they've been taking in their life.
Yeah. The gym's being closed.
Well, not yeah, taking that for granted,
Yeah.
and then they realize, damn, like my life of quality my quality of life is determined on what I allow, what I value.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
What I choose to be valuable. So instead of focusing on like materialistic things to keep them happy or status or power, and creating they should start focusing on what they value so they can invest more into that,
Mm.
like fulfillment wise.
Yeah, fulfillment wise, and dude, there's so many different ways you can invest. Also, it's like health
Hmm.
wise, monetary wise, like mindset wise. There's like
Yeah.
it's great, dude.
Yeah. Just investing yourself in general, something that you might be, something you might, that you're going to be sticking with in the long run,
Yeah,
you know. But yeah,
yeah.
man, I did see that you were also investing in stocks. Like, how did you get into that?
So I think it started with okay, so going back to starting an Amazon business, I started an Amazon business, learned how to sell on Amazon, bought stuff from Alibaba, shipped it all the way to the Amazon warehouses, and learned how to run ads on there,
Nice.
PPC, pay per click, all that stuff. Um, and it all started with the mindset of not wanting to. I want to work for myself, like be
Okay.
my own boss.
Cool.
So it started from working or starting an Amazon business to starting this like t-shirt company. I'm actually wearing
Nice.
the shirt here. I live a little.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's always just trying to be self-sustaining and
Hmm.
self-reliant.
For sure.
And then from then on, I learned from this guy named Ricky Gutierrez. I don't know if you know him, but he has a bunch of YouTube videos on how to trade, how to day trade, and I think I started in 2016, just trading the stocks,
Hmm.
and I stuck with it ever since. It's just being consistent with trading and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like that's when I started, 2016.
That's pretty cool, man. I
Yeah.
mean, are you still running the drop shipping?
No, like I actually have a bunch of stuff in here, like in those closets, but
Oh, okay.
I've kind of like it's just sitting there for now. But I mean, I do have plans on like selling those, but just to like sort of recover the money and then just put into somewhere
Hmm.
else.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's just
But
cool,
sorry, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
you're good. You're good. Yeah, you're
I,
good.
I was gonna say it wasn't a failure because I learned so much from like just that whole
No,
process.
I don't think it is.
No, 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 yeah, or like it like some people perceive it as like, oh, like I sort of failed, so I'm not gonna like continue to do that. But the lesson learned from that was, um, I've learned how to like run ads. I learned how
Hmm.
to connect with people. I learned how to, um, just I don't know, like run a Amazon
Yeah,
business.
yeah, for
And
sure.
there's so many positives from just even that.
Yeah, just tapping back into what I
Yeah,
said earlier, right? It's like a process. Like
yeah,
like for instance, right? I went to college, right? My outlook on life was that once I finish college, I should be with a salary paid job. You know what I'm saying? Most
yeah,
individuals go through that same process.
yeah,
And if they don't, they're kind of shy about what they should do about life or they don't feel as valuable. When instead, all of these things are actually a process of where it's taking us of who we're supposed to be.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like all the failures, all the bad relationships, all the bad health you've come through in life is supposed to take you to who you're supposed to be.
yeah,
Like if
yeah.
we can be just at peace with that as a society, like I think we'd stop judging ourselves so much.
Mm. Wow, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So like everything that we're going through right now, like me going through my own thing, you going through the Amazon business at one point,
Yeah,
it's gonna take you to where you're gonna be in the future. Maybe for the future, you might not be doing podcasts. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah. and
But
it-
who
and
knows?
and I do feel like it's following that I don't know if it's intuition or like that gut feeling that you have like, oh, this I feel like I'm headed in the right place, or this feels right, like
Hmm.
that's what I've operated on, like um I don't think it has led me anywhere wrong, bro, cuz I
Yeah.
don't know, that feeling, it's like I don't know, following that inner voice in your head that tells
Dude,
you.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
dude. I did on the go voice
Yeah.
for a month and 6 months. For what was that? For 18 months
Yeah.
without making money. I didn't ask anything from. Maybe I did ask for donations because I thought I was supposed to monetize it because everybody, some people were like, oh, you should monetize your platform,
Mm.
but I was like, it just didn't felt right to me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, like maybe sometimes during your path you might not make money,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I still think it's gonna put you into a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I just wanted to point out that I think it's cool that you're part of the society of this group that are like that want to be self-sufficient. People who want to become their own boss.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
the fact that you're even investing right now, who knows where it could take you. You might invest into a new opportunity.
Yeah, and a lot of this, like, just learn from Arnold Schwarzenegger and his mindset. Reading, fuck, what was the book called? His book. I need to look this up so I don't get it wrong.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, Arnold.
Is that the soccer,
Yeah, that's the
the
soccer.
indoor soccer?
Yeah,
I'm glad they're coming back on business too. It's cool.
Total Recall. So like he talked about his mindset, and one thing that he said is just having a clear vision of where you want to be.
Mhm.
So like for him, he wanted to be a bodybuilder, so he had that clear vision, and all it took was just putting in the work, and just the grind of where he wanted to be. So it was a bodybuilder, and then he got into investing. So he had that
Yeah,
clear
yeah.
vision of where he wanted to be.
Uh huh.
And then movie, like he wanted to be a famous actor.
Mhm.
it's like I don't know. I feel like it's having that vision too.
So
Yeah.
tapping back into that, I know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
like he said, I know there was a famous like meme or post out there saying that oh he couldn't be this and he did this, he couldn't be
Yeah.
a governor so he became this, right, and all that stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? He couldn't be an actor so he became an actor.
Yeah.
Like
Exact. Yeah.
tapping back into what you said, it's tapping on who you want to be,
Yeah.
right? So I'll give you a little story. I didn't get to mention this in our conversation earlier,
Uh,
but during the time I was in basically in the LA Orange County area,
mm-hmm.
I went across life coach training with a group of people. So they taught me like concepts that have helped me sustain values for me, that helped me see life in a different, or at least added on to what I already thought, which was one of the biggest thing they taught was that most people operate at a life as a do, have, be, or have, be, do, which basically means that if I have this car, right, that I'll be able to feel, I'll be able to be more confident, and I'll be able to, get more girls or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Or if I learn how to do this skill, then I can get this job and I will be more rich or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what they taught me is that you need to operate from a be do have. Like you need to see yourself of who you need to be before you can actually
Yeah.
perform
Exactly. Yep.
those skill sets and activities, and then you get to that life point in life where we'll have whatever it is. So coming across this, I recently came across another girl that I really look up to. Her name is Vanessa Lau. She teaches other people how to use like Instagram to basically make clients. So I listen to her Instagram tricks and stuff here and then. So she mentions that your business will only operate at where you think you can be based on who you think you are. So in order for you to take your business to the next level, you have to see yourself as a different person.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that like oh like being a
Like
fake
being a better
person.
person. Yeah.
It just means like you
It's
have to
your mindset pretty much, right?
how you see yourself, your
Yeah.
identity, your
Yeah.
identity. Like literally, I was talking about this with my client recently during lunch before this.
Yeah.
We talked about like in the ages from 2030, the biggest thing that I see for most people our age is because they're having an identity crisis. Like they don't know who the fuck they're supposed to be, bro. And what I mean by that, it's not your name, it's not your demographic. It's about who are you. Like if I say who's Charles, like what do I say? I'm a
Yeah.
creator. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a marketer. I'm a salesperson. I'm a fitness enthusiast.
Yeah.
I'm a communicator. Like who is that person? I think
Interesting.
I think when people can clearly identify those persona as an individual, they have a better direction of where they're gonna take themselves in life.
Yeah.
You know?
And dude, kind of adding it on to what you were saying is a lot of the times people base their identity off of their parents' expectations and
For
stuff.
sure.
Yeah, so
Asian
it's like
culture, right?
Asian culture, yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, I want you to be a doctor, so you go to school to be a doctor and
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and that's not really what you want to do and
Well,
stuff.
what most
Yeah.
our generation, right, the Asians,
Yeah.
or even Hispanic culture, it's the same thing, right? What they really want to do is to be a better son or a better daughter.
Yeah.
That's why they
Yeah.
that's why they pursue that.
Yeah.
Do you see where it makes sense? Like psychologically reversing that is because the reason why they pursue all those jobs in the first place is that they can be perceived as a good
Yeah.
son or daughter.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
You know what
The
I'm
way
saying?
you said it that way. Yeah.
When in reality, you being a good person is a good daughter or son for them. If they can figure that out, then they can realize who do I want to be that makes sense. Do I want to be a person of service for this industry? Do I want to be a person of service for fitness? Do I want to be a community builder? Do I want to, I don't know, be a person that likes to travel around the world because I want to see the world for what it is? I think if
Yeah.
people can be clear on those values, they can start to slowly identify themselves. And mind you, bro,
Yeah.
identity is not something that's static.
No, it's constantly changing.
It's constantly
Yeah.
changing based on the values that we
Wait,
represent.
I feel like some people and I've been guilty of this. Get static. Static meaning
Like stationary.
stationary.
You know,
Yeah,
like stuck.
kind of stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's not something that's gonna stay for what it is. You're not gonna
Yeah.
be one person at one point in all your life
Yeah.
unless you're a Buddhist. But then again, or someone who practices, or like a monk or something. But I think
Yeah.
even then, I read, listened to this guy named Jay Shetty. He talked about his experience being a monk.
How?
It's
Yeah.
called Think Like a Monk. He
Mm.
basically talks about the values that monks practice and how it can transfer into business, relationship, fitness, and life. And he talks
Whoa,
about, yeah,
dude,
it's
that's
it's
crazy.
it's
Whoa, that's
you
mind
gotta you
blowing.
gotta listen to it.
Yeah.
So for him, he talks about like the values that like he learned with them and why they do certain things like meditation, like fasting and all that stuff. Like
Mm.
like you would think that's for that stage in peace, but he breaks it down basically to so that it's all about this identity of who we're supposed to be and understanding that life is not a point, a destination. That is
It's
just
just constantly
it's a
growing. So,
process.
yeah, it's a process. Like even going down to like biological cells and stuff. Like stuff's always breaking down and growing. Like trees and stuff, constantly growing and dying. It's the growth of becoming something. It's
Hmm.
it's not stationary.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and that's the best part about us like humans,
Yeah.
right? Like a dog's version is to become a puppy. A puppy's version or future is to become a dog that can unconditionally love you, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the acorn whose mission is basically to become a tree.
Yeah.
But for us, we can be whoever the fuck we want to be, bro. Like that's why I'm so astounded when I hear people like create stuff or focus on things that they want to do. Like you doing this stuff, bro. Like it
Yeah.
astounds me because like we're creating something out of nothing,
Yeah,
and it's
bro.
all
Oh,
human made.
dude. Yeah.
It's all human made.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that will never be replaceable in the future,
Yeah.
even if we develop all this technology.
Yeah.
It's the authenticity, it's the passion, it's the drive in the future. It's
Mm.
characteristics of human values that can't be replaced.
Yeah, it's like that human connection, and like that human connection, I feel like goes back to business, right? It's
Hmm.
like people want to feel connected to someone or to I don't know. They don't want to feel like another number.
For
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, it's just a matter. I think what it is that reason why people can't get to that is because they don't identify, or they haven't had the time to really reflect. Or where who they want to be and where they want to be in life.
Yeah.
They might think they know where I want to be, like financially,
Yeah.
but like who is that accordingly to them?
Like, dude, reflection and spending time alone really helps a lot
Hmm.
for myself, and I'm sure like you can probably agree with that. Like spending time alone because it gives you time to reflect. It
Hmm.
gives you time to question and stuff, and I feel like if you're constantly surrounded by people, I mean, that's has its positive as well,
Hmm.
but you have these other opinions, and sometimes people don't even form their own opinion on
Yeah,
like
feedbacks and
yeah
and they, they,
yeah
they give you different, you know, viewpoint of what they see you as. It's their
yes
reflection of themselves based on you.
yeah
You know what I'm saying?
exactly
Yeah,
yeah
and I'm playing something funny. The funny thing is for me, bro, is I could be at the gym, like music on, blasted out, and it's my reflection. Even though there's a lot of people, like you'll see me like thinking, walking back and forth, bro. Like I'm fucking reflecting, bro. Like if you ever see me at the gym,
bro.
if you see me at the
That's
gym just
tight.
like walking back and forth, like what the fuck is this guy doing? I'm thinking, bro.
Yeah, that's
I'm reflecting, dog.
yeah, that's good, bro. Fucking time at the gym, bro. That's definitely a meditative like
Hmm.
place for me, dude.
Yeah, it's like what my guy was with earlier. He mentioned it was a religion. It's a religion.
Yeah,
It's like
it's my church,
yeah, understanding
the
where
Church
your
of Iron.
practice and religion is exactly, and knowing that that's something that you can tap into.
Wow,
You know, so, but yeah, man. Yeah, dude, this is a great talk.
dude, I love it. I love it,
Yeah,
man.
I'm glad I can extend it because one of my clients, she wanted to reschedule a different time, so I got a couple of clients I need to work on as well.
Oh, okay, hell yeah. What time is it? Sorry,
5:43.
5:43, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Well, I really appreciate it, bro.
for sure.
And for people that are listening, where can people find you, or like where can people find your page and stuff?
Yeah, most of my page is pretty similar. It's just Charles Crates _.
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. It's pretty much the same. I try to keep it the same. And then for my platform, from a media news company, if you want to work with me in the future, which I know I'm gonna get back into, it's On the Go Voice. On the Go Voice. I don't have a website for my agency, but if you want to personally work with me or have any questions about content creation or social media, I'd be glad to help. Just DM me. Other than that, I mean, yeah, thank you for having me on, bro.
Dude, it was a blessing. It was great. It was an honor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%, bro.